Yes. Hiya. Welcome back to the channel. So have you just witnessed the BMW is not starting? And my suspicions are, this has been parked up for, I don't know, about 2 weeks or so. And my suspicions are with the Hedgehog, the E Resistor, which is somewhere under there. And this is a common fault, so much so that in fact I have actually got one that I've had for a couple of years from a previous E46 that didn't actually need one. But before I change it, I am going to try and do a little bit of investigation. Possible diagnostics. Not so much what we do on this channel, we're not that advanced. But we'll try and see if I can say 100% is that fault before I do go ahead and change it. This was actually completely flat. I mean, like I said, I hadn't driven it for a while, and I was alerted to it because the alarm went off, and then when I walked up to it, the key wouldn't open it. When I opened the door with the key actually in the door, the central locking wouldn't work, the interior light wouldn't even come on. So it is properly fucking flat. And I've actually got an Orco on it at the moment, but it's too small. Oh, it's trying, but it's not working. So I think what I'll have to do is take the battery up, charge it, take the battery off, charge the shitter up, and then come back for some diagnostics. But if we listen, we can hear some weird shit going on behind the dash, which also points to the heat resistor. And now we're back with a battery that's hopefully got enough juice in it. I didn't actually charge the battery up. What I did is I jumped it off a bigger Norco and left it running for a little bit. And then I disconnected the battery and left it disconnected. And it has kept its charge. So that's further saying that it is actually a drain, which I was pretty sure it was anyway. So let's try and suss out where it's coming from. And to try and suss out where the electricity is escaping, I'm going to use a meter, and I need one which does millivolts. So this is quite a sensitive, decent meter. So if we look at fuses, we've got for the blower, where my suspicions are, is 28 and 50. Now 28, I've already looked at this, is a little 5 amp fuse. No readings on that. But number 50 is a big 40 amp fuse. Now, with number 50, I do occasionally, it sort of sometimes reads, sometimes it gives me a millivoltage, up to about 9 I was getting, but other times I measure it and I don't get anything. And this has been sort of doing this on and off for the past 10 minutes when I've been measuring it off camera. And I'm still not getting anything. Yes, no I am. So it appears that I have an intermittent issue with, I'm suspecting, the Hedgehog. So that's what I'm going to change anyway. And this is the shitter in question. Like I said, I've actually had that for about 5 years. It's been in top of my fucking wardrobe of all places. So anyway, to change it, I need to get under here. Somewhere under here, I think it's up here, somewhere awkward as fuck to get to on a right-hand drive car. So I need to take this off first, which involves taking a number of screws out. That's that one, another one, and another one. There's a plastic rivet that needs taken out with the incorrect tool for the job. Yes. And then stopper for the clutch. This appears to be holding it too. Let's set that out, just in case. Right, and then hopefully that should come out. Now obviously we've got our Obdi 2 port there, which will stop it from being fully removable. Unless it clips out from the back of the panel, which it might do. But I don't know, I've never had this off. Yeah, it does clip out from the back of the panel with that. And then there's a light as well. But I might just be able to hang it down there. Yeah, probably just hang it down like that and then get to Yeah, that's awkward. So it appears to be up there. Somewhere in that vicinity. I can't even get the phone in. Right, so if we were to bend ourselves into an unnatural position and just tuck this out the way, then we can see part of the heat resistor, but we can't quite get to it because we've got stuff in the way. So I'm going to try and remove some of that. If we look on there, there's a screw. If we look over the top of there, there's a screw there, and there's a screw there. T20s, I believe. So I'm going to take them out with some struggling. And I have to say that this is actually more awkward than I thought it was going to be. So I think I am going to have to remove this entirely and fuck it off out the way. So I'll just unplug everything. I don't know how that unplugs, but I'll suss it out. In fact, I'll just leave that plugged in and pull that through there. And then I've got enough room to hopefully unplug this, which is the OBD connector, which should just pull out once you've slid that all over. So now this completely out of the way. It's still going to be awkward, but it might be a little bit tiny less awkward. And that seems to make just enough difference to be able to uncomfortably get my head in to actually see something at all. But it's still very, very awkward. Right, so that's on the screw now. So I need to take that one out. I'll take the hardest one out first, which is that one. And now the fun bit is going to be trying to get that out without actually losing it. Yes. So if I undo this one, then hopefully it'll come out all together. Then with a bit of luck, this should slide out a bit, and then we can remove that, which needs pulling upwards. It's like a door lock. Like if you take a door lock off and it's got the rod, well, that slides into there. I might struggle to do this with one hand. Yes. And now, that is still plugged in, but I don't need to fully remove it really, I don't think. What I need to get to is that fucker there. And this is actually not a nice job. As we said, this is not a nice job to do. Let's unplug the wire off it. And if we look carefully, we can actually see that mine's been done before. Because the screw's missing out of it and it's not an OEM one. So there's just this tab holding it in. Quite tight actually. But I'll push that over and then pull it and hopefully it'll come out. And now I think I've released it, it should pull out, but it was very, very tight. So let's compare and make sure I've got the right one. And as we can see, they are clearly similar but slightly different. The new one doesn't look as good really, it looks smaller and everything, but I'm hoping that one's not broken. I say a new one, like I said, I bought it second hand 5 years ago, but it was sold as a good one, so there's half a chance it'll work. So what I'm going to do, the plugs are the same. I've already tested by plugging that, which come off the scrap car that come with, and it fits in both. And the wires are the same, going to the other plug, same colour wires and arrangement. So I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to see if the fan works. Yes. And it seems that they do work. So let's put it all back together. Which is going to be very much fun. It's hard enough to see myself, never mind to film it, but I'll try. Yeah, I can't push that hard enough. So now that has gone in with a satisfying click. So I can plug the wire into it and then reassemble that bastard which is pretty much just a reversal of taking it apart, and equally probably just as awkward. So I need to put this rod back in, nice and carefully. I don't know if you can see any of that, but you can't really, can you? Look at that, spun round now. I can see that even with a lot of editing, this is going to be barely watchable, but it might be useful to someone. Right, so I need to push that in all the way. Right, so now I've got that clipped all the way in. I need to slide this back into there, line these up, and I think I'll put the bottom screw in first loosely, so that I can have some sort of enthusiasm for the top all being lined up, which it probably won't be. Did I mention that this is really uncomfortable and not a nice job to do? So now the fun one is going to be to get that screw in. It isn't lined up. Don't quite know how. Yeah, I just need a bit of physical manipulation. I don't fancy this shit to falling off, and I ain't got any blue tack, so what I've had to do is I've just put a bit of paper in the end of it to make it a tighter fit, so it shouldn't fall off. It probably will, but it's less likely to. Yes. So now, from this point on, it should be plain sailing. Famous last fucking words. Just got to tighten this up. And this one. And then that bit of the job should be done. Should just be a case of putting this bit back together now. Obviously not forgetting to put that sponge back in place, because that's really important. Car won't run without it. Now I've just got to manipulate this back into where it come from. Nice and carefully and gently. Obviously not forgetting to plug everything back in and put the light back in and everything. And now we've refitted all the fixings that were previously removed. There we have it. We've got a badly executed, badly filmed, probably going to be badly edited as well, video on how to replace the final stage resistor Hedgehog, whilst repeatedly complaining about replacing the final stage resistor, because that was a fucking twat. Awkward, just needlessly awkward. If it were a left-hand drive car, I dare say that would have been much easier. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual shit, and see you next time.